Ever feel like you're constantly Googling, is this normal? One minute your baby's cooing sweetly, and the next they're sneezing 10 times in a row, twitching in their sleep, or chomping on their own hand like a snack. It's confusing. It's confusing and kind of terrifying because as a new parent, everything is new. Every twitch, every sound, every moment. But here's the truth. Babies are weird in the best, most miraculous way. They do all kinds of strange things that make even the most prepared parents question what's going on. That's why in today's video, we're breaking down 8 surprising baby behaviors that might totally catch you off guard, but are actually completely normal. And more importantly, I'll show you exactly how to handle them, so you can stop second-guessing yourself and start feeling more confident as a parent. Stick around, because the first few on this list, they send almost every new parent into panic mode. But once you understand what's really happening, it's like a weight comes off your shoulders. Let's dive in. Let's talk about something that throws new parents off almost immediately. Your baby sneezes. A lot. Not just once or twice, I mean rapid-fire machine gun sneezing multiple times a day. It's easy to panic. Is it a cold? Are they allergic to the dog? Did I leave the window open? Why are they sneezing this much? But here's what most parents don't realize. Sneezing is actually one of the most common newborn behaviors, and it's not because they're sick, it's because they're self-cleaning. That's right, your baby's nostrils are tiny, like really tiny, and for the first few months of life, babies breathe almost exclusively through their nose. That's just how they're wired, so their little bodies have to work overtime to keep those nasal passages clear. Sneezing is simply their way of clearing out the dust, lint, or even just a bit of amniotic fluid left over from birth. Think of it like this. Their sneezes are mini maintenance checks, and honestly, it's kind of amazing that their bodies know exactly what to do right from the start. So when should you worry? If the sneezing is accompanied by a fever, trouble breathing, or a lot of mucus, those could be signs of a cold or something else worth checking out. But if your baby is sneezing and otherwise happy, eating well, and not running a temperature, totally normal. If it bothers you, you can use a simple saline spray and a nasal aspirator to clear out any buildup. But in most cases, you don't need to do anything. Just let them sneeze. This one keeps a lot of parents up at night. Literally. You've just rocked your baby to sleep, you've done the slow crib transfer, everything's finally quiet, and then suddenly, they flinch. Their arms shoot out, their legs jerk, they twitch like they're falling, and you're back to square one. Sound familiar? What you're seeing is the Moro reflex, also called the startle reflex, and while it's jarring to witness, it's actually a completely normal part of early development. Here's what's going on. Your baby's nervous system is still maturing. They don't yet have control over their muscle movements the way older children do. So when they hear a sudden noise, feel a shift in movement, or even just experience a change in position while sleeping, their body reacts instinctively, like they're falling. It's one of those evolutionary traits designed to keep them safe. But in practice, it just means your peaceful nap attempt might end in flailing limbs and wide eyes. The good news, it usually peaks around 2 months and fades by 4 to 6 months. Now, how do you handle it? Swaddling. And I know, swaddling can feel a little intimidating at first, but when done safely, it's one of the best tools for helping your baby sleep better. Swaddling keeps their arms snug against their body, which prevents that sudden startle movement from waking them up. It creates a womb-like environment that helps them feel safe and secure. If your baby hates traditional swaddles or breaks out of them like a baby Houdini, look into zip-up swaddle sacks or Velcro options. They can be easier and more secure. And remember, once your baby starts rolling, it's time to stop swaddling for safety reasons. At that point, you can transition to sleep sacks with their arms free. But for now, swaddling plus white noise can be a total game changer. Let's talk about hiccups. Because once your baby starts getting them, they never seem to stop. And if you're anything like most new parents, your brain immediately goes, are they uncomfortable? Are they okay? Should I do something? Here's what you need to know. Hiccups are completely normal for babies. In fact, many babies start hiccuping in the womb. It's something their diaphragm has been practicing for a while. Your baby's diaphragm, the muscle that helps with breathing, is still learning how to contract and relax. Hiccups are simply part of that learning curve, and unlike adults, babies aren't usually bothered by them. They'll happily hiccup through feedings, naps, and tummy time without a care in the world. Now, if the hiccups happen during or right after feeding, they might be related to swallowing air or overfeeding. In those cases, holding your baby upright after feedings and burping them more frequently can help. Some parents swear by offering a pacifier during hiccups. The sucking motion can sometimes relax the diaphragm and stop the hiccups faster. But unless your baby seems distressed, there's no need to worry. It's just another quirky part of baby life. They'll grow out of it. Promise. Alright, picture this. Your baby is sitting in your lap, looking angelic, and then suddenly they shove their entire fist into their mouth like they haven't eaten in days. They chew, they drool, they make little grunting sounds, and you're left wondering, are they teething already? Probably not. At least, not necessarily. Babies discover their hands around 2 to 4 months old, and when they do, it's a huge milestone. This is when they realize that they have hands, and that those hands can do something. What do? They explore. And because babies don't yet use their eyes and fingers the way we do, they explore with their mouths. That's why hand chewing doesn't always mean teething. It's usually a sign of growing awareness and curiosity. But yes, sometimes it's both. If your baby is extra drooly, a little fussier than usual, and seems to chew more when their gums are touched, it could be the early stages of teething. Either way, hand chewing is normal and healthy. It's actually great for their oral development and sensory learning. If the drool is excessive, you can use a bib to keep their chest dry and prevent irritation. And if they seem frustrated or sore, offering a chilled teether can help relieve any gum pressure. But here's the part most parents miss. It's totally okay for babies to self-soothe by chewing their hands. You don't need to stop them unless it's causing a rash or irritation. So don't panic when they go full fist and mouth mode. It's just another step in their journey of discovering the world and themselves. Okay, let's be real. Nothing sends a new parent into panic mode quite like hearing bizarre sounds coming from the bassinet in the middle of the night. Your baby's finally asleep, but instead of peaceful silence, you hear grunting, then some heavy breathing, then a random squeak, maybe even something that sounds like a tiny pig snorting under the covers. You lean in, phone flashlight on, heart racing, thinking, is my baby okay? Here's what you need to know. Those strange nighttime noises, they're completely normal. In fact, they're a sign that your baby's body is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Newborns are what we call noisy sleepers. Their nasal passages are tiny, their digestive systems are immature, and their nervous systems are still figuring everything out. That combination leads to a symphony of snorts, gurgles, sighs, and sudden groans during sleep. One of the biggest culprits? Gas. Babies swallow a lot of air when feeding, crying, or even just breathing. That air needs to go somewhere, and sometimes it gets trapped and causes all kinds of dramatic noises while your baby tries to work it out. Another reason, REM sleep. Babies spend a ton of time in active sleep, more than adults do. During REM, their brain is firing away, and it's totally normal for their body to twitch, move, and yes, make odd sounds. So what can you do about it? First, resist the urge to jump at every grunt. Most of the time, your baby will work through it and settle down again on their own. Second, consider using white noise. It doesn't silence the baby, of course, but it does help drown out those weird sudden sounds so you're not jolted awake every few minutes. And finally, try holding your baby upright for a bit after feeding. It helps the gas rise and release more easily, which can cut down on some of the nighttime drama. Here's the big takeaway. Just because your baby sounds uncomfortable doesn't mean they are uncomfortable. Most of these noises are just part of normal baby development. They'll get quieter over time and you'll start sleeping better too. This one really throws parents off because when you see it for the first time, it can look, well, a little unsettling. You're holding your baby, cooing at them, and suddenly their eyes cross. Or worse, they roll upward or flutter slightly, almost like they're zoning out. You might even catch yourself thinking, is this a seizure? Should I call someone? Here's the reassuring truth. It's actually very common and almost always harmless. Let's break it down. A baby's eye muscles are still developing for the first few months after birth. They don't have full control yet. That means their eyes can drift, cross, or appear misaligned without it being a medical issue. Think of it like when your baby is learning to hold up their head. It's wobbly at first. Same goes for the eyes. The muscles that control them are strengthening and coordinating behind the scenes. As for the eye rolling, that usually happens when they're falling asleep or waking up. It's similar to when adults have that moment of drifting off and our eyes flutter or shift. Just a lot more visible in babies because they're still growing into their skin and muscle control. Now, if you notice that your baby's eyes are consistently misaligned, like one eye always turns inward or outward, or if the eye rolling happens alongside stiff limbs, loss of awareness, or trouble waking them up, it's definitely worth talking to your pediatrician. Always trust your gut. But occasional crossing or rolling, especially in the early months, totally normal, no need to panic. One thing you can do to help strengthen their eye coordination is simple: face-to-face interaction. Let them track your face, follow a toy, or look at contrasting images. These small visual workouts help build the muscle control they need over time. Bottom line, your baby isn't glitching, they're growing. Give them time and lots of gentle eye contact. Let's talk about diapers, specifically the ones that explode up the back, soak through their clothes, and make you question how something so small could produce something so dramatic. You know the ones I'm talking about. You pick up your baby and suddenly you feel warmth in a place that shouldn't be warm. You check the onesie and boom, total blowout. But here's the kicker. Your baby is smiling, happy, not a care in the world. That's because for babies, this kind of diaper drama is just business as usual. Especially in the first few months, when your baby is only drinking milk, poop can be extremely runny. It's not a bug, it's not something you did wrong, it's just how their digestive system works. Breastfed babies in particular tend to have more frequent liquid poops. Their bodies absorb breast milk very efficiently, which means there's less solid waste, and things move quickly through their system. And yes, it often results in the kind of blowouts that leave you changing not just the diaper, but the outfit, the changing pad cover, and maybe even your own shirt. So how do you handle this? First, size up the diaper. If blowouts are happening regularly, your baby might need a bigger size, even if the weight guidelines say otherwise. Second, make sure the diaper is fitted snugly around the legs and waist. Those little ruffles on the sides, they're there for a reason. Pull them out so they can help catch messes before they escape. And third, always pack an extra outfit. Seriously, always. Keep one in the diaper bag, in the car, even at grandma's house. You'll thank yourself later. Here's the good news. As your baby starts eating solids, their poop will become more, well, manageable. But for now, lean into the chaos. Blowouts are a badge of honor. You're earning your stripes. This one might be the hardest to witness because it doesn't feel normal when you're in it. Your baby is calm, maybe even just finished feeding or playing, and then out of nowhere, the crying starts. It's loud, it's intense, and it doesn't seem tied to hunger, a dirty diaper, or anything obvious. You check everything. You rock, you bounce, you sing, nothing works. And this is where most parents start to doubt themselves. They wonder, am I doing something wrong? But here's what you need to know. Babies cry. Sometimes for reasons we can't immediately identify, and sometimes for reasons that don't need fixing. Crying is your baby's first language. It's how they communicate hunger, discomfort, overstimulation, fatigue, or sometimes just the need to release emotions. Think about your own days. Sometimes you feel off, you cry, you vent. You don't always have a clean reason for it. Babies are no different, except they don't have words yet. They only have sound. So what can you do? First, pause. Take a deep breath. And remind yourself that crying doesn't always mean you've missed something. Sometimes your presence is the answer, not the fix. Hold them, rock them gently, offer comfort without trying to solve it immediately. You're teaching them that their emotions are safe with you, even the loud ones. You can also try a change of environment. Step outside, go to a dim room, play some gentle music. Sometimes a shift in surroundings can reset the mood for both of you. And here's the most important thing. If the crying ever feels too overwhelming for you, it's okay to set the baby down in a safe place and take a minute. You matter too. Your calm helps create theirs. The crying won't last forever. It will change, and so will you. You're not failing, you're learning together. Being a new parent is exciting, and let's be honest, a little overwhelming too, but you don't have to figure it all out alone. If you're ready to make things just a bit smoother, calmer, and way more joyful, check out the links in the description. I've gathered some of the best baby gear, parenting hacks, and must-have essentials to help you feel more confident every step of the way. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe for more real-world parenting tips, expert advice, and practical solutions to the everyday challenges that come with raising little humans. You've got this, and I'm here to help.